This is Robert Martellacci, the MindShare Learning Report, Canada's Learning and Technology e-magazine. We're here at ISTE 2014 in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have the good fortune of having a MindShare Learning moment with LeVar Burton of the Reading Rainbow. Thank you for joining me this afternoon.
My pleasure, Robert.
What a fascinating panel you just participated in, and I was so intrigued by the evolution of the Reading Rainbow and your passion for helping kids read. What inspired that?
Well, my mother was an English teacher, and I grew up in a house where reading was mandatory. You know, my love of the written word was a value that was communicated to me in many ways directly from my mom. My mother is an avid reader, a voracious reader, and she values the written word awfully highly. Having come from a people for whom it was at one time illegal and an offense punishable by whipping or death, we take education very seriously in my family. And we all have turned out to be educators of one sort or another. My mother was an English teacher. My older sister is in education, as is my son. I have nieces, cousins, nephews. If you're a Burton, you're pretty much in the education business.
But you pursued acting.
Well, first I pursued the priesthood, and then when I changed my mind, I went into acting, and as an actor, I feel like I have had the great good fortune to have been a part of projects that use the medium to really educate. My first job was Roots, and Roots was a hugely an experience of education for all of North America. I think Star Trek: The Next Generation is really educational in really getting us and inspiring us to rise to our highest level of expression as human beings. And, you know, 31 plus now years with the Reading Rainbow brand, using first television and now the digital realm to inspire children to develop a personal relationship with literature and the written word. I think that media has the opportunity to be one of the most powerful tools for education and creating forward progress in society that we've ever created in the history of civilization.
Well, congratulations on that journey. And I mentioned earlier I was intrigued by your project with Kickstarter and the success of that and your vision of providing Reading Rainbow to all kids in schools. Tell us about what inspired that and the success. Share a little bit about the success in a very short window of time.
Well, the Reading Rainbow app has been available for 2 years on the iPad and the Kindle Fire, and that's just two platforms. And we know that it's working. We have kids coming to the Reading Rainbow app and reading about 184,000 books a week. And that proves to me that kids will come to this very engaging technology to read, not just play games, but to read. And that's literally a game changer as far as I'm concerned. So the idea was more universal access. We know that teachers love Reading Rainbow. The television show, when it was on the air, was the most used television resource in North America in our classrooms. And so we wanted to develop a product specifically for teachers and that they could use in the classroom every day. So the purpose of the Kickstarter was to raise money to get the product to the web and then to develop a product for classrooms. And now that we've been so successful, as we stand here, we've just got a couple of more days to go, and we've already raised over $4.5 million. And now Seth MacFarlane has come in and said that he will match dollar for dollar for these last few days of the campaign. So we will definitely go over what our stretch goal is of 5 million, and that's going to give us the ability to not only get on mobile devices and gaming consoles and set-top boxes, but it's also going to give us the opportunity to give the Reading Rainbow product away to so many more classrooms in need, where in school districts where they just can't afford the licensing fee.
That's extremely exciting for you. And it really speaks to the whole notion of public-private partnership.
Absolutely.
In the 21st century.
I just don't believe that we should or expect ourselves to rely completely on government to do it. And I believe that the entrepreneurial community has an awful lot to contribute. Look, we are all stakeholders in the education of our children, and so we should all behave as such. We all need to become involved and figure this out. We've sacrificed a couple of generations of children by focusing on external conflicts. Well, we've got an internal crisis that we really need to pay attention to, which is going to mean reprioritizing and sitting down and figuring it out.
Thank you so much for your time. Your passion is infectious, and congratulations on your success with the Reading Rainbow.
Thanks, Robert. Thank you.
That was LeVar Burton of the Reading Rainbow. My name is Robert Martellacci at the MindShare Learning Report. And until next time, keep the learning curve steep.